In this lecture, we'll learn about defining constants using hash define directive. In one of my previous lectures, we have already seen the concept of constants. Constants are the values which cannot be changed throughout the program. In the previous lecture, we have seen how to define constants by making use of const keyword. In this lecture, we'll learn the same concept but by making use of hash define directive. So before starting with the program, let's just try to understand what's the purpose of hash define directive. This directive allows the definition of macros within your source code. These macro definitions allow constant values to be declared for use throughout your code. So this is a syntax for using hash define preprocessor directive for defining constant. Macro definitions are not variables and cannot be changed by your program code like variables. So there's a difference between constants and variables. Constants cannot be changed. As opposed to it, when we're talking about variables, these are the values which can be changed. So as per the syntax, we have to put hash define, then the name of the constant, and next to it, we can provide the value of the constant. Let's see a C program to understand this concept. So I'll start my program with a comment. I'll be using a single line comment. Once I'm done with my comment, the next thing which comes into a picture is nothing but the declaration of preprocessor directive. So my first preprocessor directive is going to be hash include stdio.h. By putting this directive, I can say that I'm including standard input output header file in my code. Then comes the declaration of main function. So main is the name of the function, int is a return type. This is the starting and ending of the main function. As we have given int as a return type, this main function will be terminated using return 0 statement. And now let's define the constant using hash define directive. So as we have seen the syntax before, I have to start with hash define, the name of the constant, and the value which I want to assign to that constant. Let's say it's 56, which is an integer constant. Here we'll be printing the value of the integer constant. So for that, we have to make use of printf function. Within double quotes, the format string will come. For integer constants, we have to say %d, comma, num1. And then we can terminate this printf function by putting a semicolon at the end. As we've also seen before, if I want to make use of printf function, I have to put hash include stdio.h header file on the top. Otherwise, I won't be able to make use of this function. So this is a basic program. Now, let's save the program. I can provide the extension .c and I will save it. After saving the program, let's compile it. So for that, we have to go to execute option and compile it. We can see here there are 0 errors and 0 warnings. Now I can go to the same option and click on run. So we can see here value 56 is getting printed. Now this printf message can be modified and can be made more interactive. Let's say the value of num1 is %d num1. So it's not going to change the value of num1, but it's going to also put this message in the beginning. So again, let's compile the code and let's run it. Now we can see this value 56 is preceded by the message what we have provided here. Also, let's try to understand if we will try to change the value of constants, what will happen. So let's say in the beginning, I'm changing the value of num1. I'll make it 89. I'll just compile this code. And after compiling this code, we can see the error here. The error says L value required as left operand of assignment. So this is an error which occurs whenever we are trying to change the value of any of the constant in the code. So as the definition of constant says, these are the values which cannot be changed throughout the program. For changing the values, I can declare them as variables, not as constants. To allow the normal execution of this program, I have to delete this statement. Let's save it, execute, compile. Now there are no errors. I can run it and we can see our output. So till now we have covered what are integer constants, rules for constructing integer constants, and how to define them in the C programs. In the next lecture, we'll see the concept of real constants, rules for constructing them, and then how to define real constants in the C program. Thank you.